Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of the Professor's Picks alongside the man himself, Mr. Ken Golden, the professor of prog
Hey,
from the Laser's Edge. What's going on?
good afternoon. Good afternoon. See Jeff back there pulling orders?
You said that so fast, I thought you were like Jeff Beck's back there. I'm like, how did that happen?
Way better than Jeff.
Levitating. Coming out of the grave. There he is. So, this is going to be a weird week because UPS lost one of the packages with like 5 new releases. Street on Friday.
Oh, boy.
It's supposed to be here tomorrow, meaning Friday, and at least it's tracking. So we're gonna make believe that we have them.
Okay. So if people don't see it on the website, that means that they did not arrive, correct?
Yeah, or check over the weekend. I think they'll arrive. It just package went from Pennsylvania to Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh,
that's odd.
Yeah.
Usually it's in PA, gets to me the next day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
Sometimes, like if I've got something on the way to me, and it's like it'll be in like New Jersey on a Tuesday, and I'm like, all right, it'll be here tomorrow. And then the next day, it's in Ohio. I'm like, how did that happen? That's not where it's supposed to be. That's not the trajectory because that's going back up and like so. Yeah.
Did I even tell it? I'm gonna tell a quick story. So this is a true story. This is through the post office. So I had a customer in New Mexico that placed an order, and we sent him his order. And I don't think it was priority. It was probably, at the time, first class. Now it's called ground management. And we sent it. I didn't think anything about it. It was just an order. And after like a couple of weeks, customer says, I never got my order. And that happens, right? So we track it. And it was in California. It was like in Los Angeles. All right, things happen. But at least it's tracking. Next thing I know, it's in San Francisco. Okay. And I made a joke about it. Hey, it's taking a tour of the U.S. And I'm not kidding, Pete, what I'm about to tell you. It went from San Francisco to Guam. It actually went to Guam. It was amazing. It came back. It went back to California. It finally made its way to him, and when he got it, he got an empty box.
After all that,
It was an empty box, no contents.
I mean, that kind of weirdness was happening during COVID like crazy. I had stuff that like went three. I once sent something to Rich Catino. I sent the CD to Rich Catino. I mailed it on a Monday. It was supposed to be there in 2 days. He didn't get it till a month and a half later. In fact, the post office, the tracking, like you couldn't even track it.
Yeah,
it would show that it didn't exist, and all of a sudden, a month and a half later, it just showed up at his house.
Well, what was happening, I think, was that UPS couldn't handle the postal system. They couldn't handle the load, and a lot of stuff was going into storage facilities.
Yep.
And getting misrouted and winding up in the wrong storage facility. Eventually, it gets flushed out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, post office. I give the post office a lot of shit, but generally speaking, post office is pretty good. If you think about the volume of mail.
Oh yeah, they're good at what they do.
They do a hell of a job.
Yep.
Yeah. So
if you think about how often you've either mailed something personally or with a business, right? When something does go wrong, it gets magnified, right? But when you really think about the percentage of how few of your packages actually, get screwed up, it's very small.
It's very small. It's minuscule. I mean, things happen.
Yeah, they do.
But I'll never forget that Guam.
Yeah, that's a
joke. I was, used to make a joke like, where's went to Guam, and it's like
if you would have said Mexico City or something like that, or Puerto Rico, I'd be like, okay, I get it, but Guam.
It was just crazy. And then when he got it, it was an empty box. It was crazy. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. Let me bring you stuff.
I do have some cool stuff this week. So,
cool.
All right, let's start. I mentioned this last week. Tesseract Radar. This is soundtrack. So this is an import version, which is not going into distribution here. It is a 2 CD Blu-ray media book edition, limited edition, comes with like a 48-page booklet inside, and it's going to be a little pricey, but it's, as I said, it's limited. And if you want the fancier single version, we have it. We will have it. So we're taking pre-orders for that. All right, let's hit the regular alphabet here. The Reunion from Coroner, Swiss thrash band, Dissonance Theory. So I am not a Coroner expert, but this comes to us, actually 3 versions, but talking about the CD and the 2 CD media book, and the 2 CD media book version has the 1986 Death Cult demo as the second disc, and it's very, very nice, and it's selling like crazy, actually. So
you have one set aside for me, right? The regular version.
I have the regular version set aside for you. So what's the name? Tom Warrior is on Death Cult. I think he's singing Death Cult demos. Not sure.
It might be. I don't remember.
Celtic Frost guy. Jeff, do you know?
Off the top of my head, no.
He doesn't know. He's useless. You're fired. Okay. Next, Lars Frederick Freusler, Quattro Racconti. This is a reissue of his first solo album, Fire for Tellinger, but with new vocals recorded by Stefano Galiffi from Museo Rosenbach, Italian vocals. This is the way he always kind of imagined it in his head, and he asked them, and he did it. And so it's a reworking. Not a reworking, because I don't believe he re-recorded anything other than the vocals. So that's kind
I'm intrigued, because I remember when I reviewed that, I thought the weakest part of the album was his vocals.
Well, now
I love music, so I thought his voice was much better on the second album.
Yes, it was. Yeah. But Galiffi, he's great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Still has a very good voice. So that might be something for you to consider.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Very good. Next, Giobia, Italian space rock, Aeon. And what I've heard of it, what's up on Bandcamp at the moment, really, really good space rock. Their previous album was quite good.
Yeah.
And this one as well. So quartet.
I mean, it's Ferraro approved, so it's got to be good, right?
Oh yeah, and Anthony, he's burping a worm over this thing. He's pretty excited. It's like, calm down, kid. All right, this one's Lost in Transit. Hopefully it'll show up. So anyway, I decided to bring this in. I'm going to do a CTI thing with Alex Dudek, I guess November or something like that. We're going to do like a CTI overview. And I was thinking, this is such an iconic, great Freddie Hubbard album, great CTI album. And I actually have this version on CD, and this is like the one to own. All right, so if you don't know Red Clay was one of the greatest Freddie Hubbard albums, one of the greatest CTI albums. Joe Henderson, Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, Lenny White. It's electric. It's, I guess you categorize it as soul jazz. Just Herbie's playing electric piano, Hammond organ, Joe Henderson on tenor sax and flute, Ron Carter on bass, Lenny White on drums, and Freddie Hubbard on trumpet. But the really cool part about this CD version, it comes with a bonus live track. It has a 19-minute live version of Red Clay that's got Stanley Turrentine, Johnny Hammond Smith on keyboards, George Benson on guitar, Billy Cobham on drums, and Airto on percussion. And George Benson is killing on this. So, I mean, if you have any preconceived notions of George Benson's, jazz music, you should hear what he was doing, when he started out with CTI. It's great. You have this album, right?
I mean, I have it, but I don't have that extra stuff there.
Yeah. It's supposed to be, I have the version that I think it was Warner. Whoever owns the rights to CTI did some years ago. I have that version. And then this got reissued again on Music on CD, and I checked it up on Discogs, and it's supposed to be there. They're calling it alternate version, but it's a live version. It just
I'm gonna have to go check and see which version I have.
If you have it, yeah, play it. It, you know, Freddie made some great records on CTI.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Red Clay, and Straight Life. Those are essential. Polar AC. They got a little sappier as the 70s went on, but Red Clay and Straight Life. If you have any interest in jazz, you have to own those records. So we, I decided to bring it in. What the hell? So I'm pleased to see that my customers are, they listen to jazz. They embrace jazz, and I was always afraid of it all these years, and now I'm bringing in select titles, and it's selling.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
So it shows the diversity, right, that people have. All right, next. Now on a completely different note.
Yeah.
Sabaton, Legends. This is also sort of lost in transit at the moment. At the moment, I don't have it here. I have the earbook, the 2 CD earbook edition. There's also a regular CD and a 2 CD Storytellers edition. So the Storytellers edition and the earbook have the same second disc, which is basically interspersed between the tracks is the band talking about the tracks. And
like a director's commentary almost.
Yeah, it's basically. And Sabaton, the whole thing is all of their, they're, power metal, and all of their albums are war-based theme, have a war-based theme. So
I love that cover, man. It's
with the Sphinx. Yeah. I didn't do my homework to see what war or whatever. Maybe it's, I don't know. But I see a dragon on the cover, so that's always cool.
It's got an elephant. That's a good thing.
An elephant and a dragon. What more could you ask for?
Yeah.
Seorm Atlan. So Seorm is Angel Atvalda. I'm sorry, Angel. I'm probably killing your name. From October Equus, and he collaborated with two of the musicians from the Russian band Vespero, the Russian space rock band. So this is all instrumental music, guitar, keyboards, kind of sort of like it's got a definite space rock feel to it, but with like Robert Fripp sitting in. It's very nice stuff. All of his stuff kind of very classy, very tasteful, kind of flies under the radar, I think, for the most part. Like those October Equus albums, quite nice. And this, I remember the other Seorm being very, very good.
Yeah, I never heard them.
Yeah. Next. So this is kind of a shame. This is the new one from Sienna Root. It's called Made in Cuba. It's a 2 CD live album. And it's a crime against humanity because this album is not being distributed in the US. I don't know why. So Reigning Phoenix Music, who put out the last album, have a new sub-label called Perception. Excuse me. And this is on Perception, and it is not going through distribution. So when you hit the website looking for it and you see the price, please don't choke. It's pricey. But the other nice thing about Sienna Root, which I really like, is they record all their albums, studio and live, all analog. So, and this has a real nice, I listened to it one pass through yesterday, and they're doing, some back catalog stuff. And it's got a very, very nice live sound to it.
They're a really great band.
Yes.
Really good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm pleased to see it selling despite the price. I'd like to think that we're probably the only one in the U.S. selling it at this point. I don't know. But, yeah, I really like him. What's her name? Zubaida. She's the singer. Yeah. I think she's great. I think, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of the old members guessed they take part on this, including their old female singer that they had. I think she's singing on here as well. Cool. So I've got the vinyl here. I'm going to talk about it in a second. I haven't cracked my copy open yet to get all the details on it, but remember reading that. Next, the new one from Squeaky Feet. So this is killer. Second album from the Colorado-based band. Are they a prog rock band? Are they a jam band? Yes, they're both. And perhaps a touch, just a touch more song-oriented than the previous, but ever so slightly. Some nice long tracks on here. Great players. If they come around, you got to go see them live because they kill live. It's selling like mad already, and they've said that there is going to be a vinyl version coming in November that they're waiting on. So I know Eric is a massive fan.
Oh yeah,
and I think everybody on the channel,
we're all Squeaky fans.
Yeah, and they deserve it. Really, really good, and I would like to think that they're growing in popularity. So they seem to be playing out quite a bit. So. All right, the next one I was kind of reluctant to include, only because we're almost sold out of it. I have more on order. The new one from Rick Wakeman, Melancholia, solo piano. It's I think the third part of a piano trilogy that he's done. He's done it, man. He's done a lot of piano records. New age, whatever.
A lot of records in general.
I think he's done over 100 albums.
That's not surprising.
So I didn't go too heavy on it because I figured solo piano, but people are buying it. So we don't have too many left. It could be gone when this airs, but I have more in order, so we'll have it coming back. Another one that's lost that hopefully will arrive. I don't have much information. Wishbone Ash, live at the Capitol Theater, Passaic, New Jersey, January 19th, 1974.
Wow.
It's a great period.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I wish I was holding up a copy. I'm not. So, great band. So,
oh yeah, I love them.
Yeah, so they'll get here eventually. A restock. Ringman Mobius, Firebrand. You gave it a pretty good review.
I did.
It was a great record, I think.
Really good.
Yeah. So their final curtain call. So if you like sort of, you called it what, like ELP meets Van de Graaff?
It's exactly what it is to my ears. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you can imagine that, and just 3 long tracks, just killer 70s style prog, great album. The restock is flying out of here. So jump on it. All right, vinyl. Ian Anderson, Walk into Light. This is, I believe, half speed remastered. I believe this was his first solo album.
Yep.
I never heard it.
It's okay.
Is it better than
electronic? Yeah, it's all right.
Is it better than Baker Street Muse?
No.
Oh no.
Baker Street Muse is great.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Yeah, I know you do, but that's okay.
You should watch. If you don't know what we're talking about, watching the prog seat that we just did.
Yes. All will be revealed.
We got Coroner, Dissonance Theory. We have Lars's album on vinyl. We have Giobia on vinyl. And we have the Sienna Root. Now, what I want to show, could you kill that for a second? Just a second?
Yep.
So what's really cool is, which I haven't seen in a long time, this is die cut. All the band members, they did a die cut cover. This is all cut out. And so you're seeing the images from the inner sleeves coming through. So that's
pretty cool.
Labels used to do cool stuff like that. They don't do cool stuff like that anymore. But again, very crazy pricey. I'm sorry, it's just can't get it. All right, I'm back. Let's go back to the slides. All right, that's it for that for the regular vinyl. Let's talk about something a little different. Muse Records vinyl reissues. So, Muse Records is one of the great jazz labels started by a guy named Joe Fields. And Muse was around for many, many years. You always see releases from Muse in the used bins. Many great players have recorded for Muse over the years. Pat Martino, Damon Romeo, Kenny Burrell, Richard Davis, great bass player. Woody Shaw had a great album called The Moon Train. Tremendous amount of stuff. And the label in general tends to get overlooked. We used to see that with ECM. It used to be if you go crate digging, you used to find all those ECM albums for $5, $3. They're not $3 and $5 anymore. And such is the case with Muse. These used to be $5 albums, and they've gotten really, really pricey. So there's a new label called Time Traveler, which is going to explore the Muse catalog. I don't believe they're doing the Muse catalog exclusively, but they're going back to the original analog master tapes. It's being cut at the mastering lab. I believe the lathe they're using is Doug Sax's old lathe. So they're going to be quite great. And they are starting out with 3 releases. So alphabetically, first one is Kenny Barron, great pianist. It's called Sunset to Dawn. And if you don't know Kenny Barron, he played with Dizzy Gillespie for many years. Also played with Yusef Lateef, and he had a solo career on Muse, and he played with a lot of people. This was his first album he did as a leader. It's post-bop. It has a bit of a spiritual side. If you like electric piano, Fender Rhodes, Kenny's playing it all over this album. Also acoustic piano. I actually never owned this album. I have another one that Kenny did called Lucifer, which is kind of pricey. And this one, I've made a few passes through it, and it's very, very good. And I like him, and I particularly like electric piano. So
there you go.
So it's good. Next one. This is the probably the rarest album from the entire Muse catalog. This is by drummer Roy Brooks. It's called The Free Slave. It's a hard bop session. You got the great Woody Shaw on trumpet, George Coleman on tenor sax, Hugh Lawson on piano, Cecil McBee on bass, Roy Brooks on drums. This was recorded live in Baltimore in 1970. It's just 4 long tracks, and these guys just slay beginning to end. I don't know if they ever did a CD reissue of this. I'm not sure, but I was lucky. I bought my copy when there was a bit of a buzz on the album. I think I paid like $30-$40 for it. I think an original now is like $250, $300, maybe. It's gotten really pricey. So if you've been curious about this album but you didn't want to lay out the cash, this is going to be the version to get. This may be the version anyway. I'm keeping a copy for myself. It may sound better. They sound better than the original. The originals weren't. These were all very good recordings, but they weren't like the greatest pressings. So having something like this could be, the way to go. I'm not sure. I think these were pressed at Optimal, if I'm not mistaken, in Germany. The last one that they've done is Carlos Garnett, Cosmos Nucleus. Isn't that a cover?
Yeah.
So Carlos Garnett had a number of albums on Muse. This is from 1976. He plays tenor and soprano sax. I will warn people, there are some vocals on here. One of the Soul Sisters is singing on here, on just parts. It's not like the whole album. And you got Kenny Kirkland on electric piano. He's awesome. It's big band spiritual jazz with maybe with a touch of electric funk, something a little different. It's not the best Carlos Garnett album, but it's a good Carlos Garnett album. And my assumption is that they'll be doing others. The rumor is that the next batch they're going to be doing is a Woody Shaw album, And if that's the case, I'm hoping to do the Moon Train, because the Moon Train is just like a masterpiece. And people don't know Woody Shaw, one of the greatest trumpeters ever. I mean, on par with you name it, Miles and Freddie and whatever. He was a monster, absolute monster. So I'm hoping that the Moon Train is going to be in the next batch. After that, I forgot to put up JPEGs. I'm going to just run through some cheap shit I got.
There you go.
So we got in some Charisma reissues, restocks. This is all Norwegian prog stuff. Anders Boas, The Witches of Finnmark 3, Swifton, Oil, and the Mudra Choir, the key. Opium Cartel Valor, that's Jacob Holm-Lupo from White Willow. That's one of his side projects. Professor Tip Top, Exobiology. Telepath Mental Mutation, that's another one of Jacob's projects. And one of the Tussmork albums, Oslo Bergalig Tussmork. These are all, I think they're like $7 each, something like that. So, yeah, they were. Some of them actually a little cheaper. I think some of them are like $5 and $6. So, could be worth rolling the dice. And I put them in the cheap section. And I should also mention we got in some of the old Big Train titles. We restocked and they were on sale, so they're like $9. So poke around the site. Don't just focus on the featured releases on top. There's a lot of cool stuff going on below. So yeah, that's what I got this week.
Cool. Sounds good. Some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, the real highlight for me personally is the Muse vinyl stuff. But that Squeaky Feet album, fantastic. Sienna Root, can't go wrong with it. Geobia, really good space rock. Yeah, it's a really good batch of stuff this week. Lars's album with Stefano Gallifi. I like it.
Cool. All right. So we'll have the whole list pinned down in the comments below. So lasertv.com is the URL, and go and copy and paste to your heart's delight. Happy shopping, everybody, and remember,
buy a lot, buy often.
That's
right.
Thank you. You got to end it with a thank you, right?
Well, of course. I'm very polite. If nothing else, I'm very polite.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody knows how polite I am.
So that's a wrap till next week, folks. We got tonight. Tune in to 4 Fusion Song Battle coming at you tonight. We've got George and Eric and a guest talking about 4 songs that will go head to head. They'll pick a winner, and coming up later tonight. We've got tomorrow is the UK Connection. And then Sunday, I will be ranking the albums alongside Rich Catino of Agent Steel. So that's all coming up this weekend. So,
can I mention Monday night? I'm going to be on with Tom Curlis. I'm going to be on his channel.
Curlis Mania. There you go.
We do our 3 favorite Eloy albums.
It's a very cool topic.
Yeah. Curlis Mania is his channel, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep, Tom's a good guy. So go over and check that out. In fact, isn't Anthony also on Curlis Mania, or did that just happen?
So. May have just happened.
Yeah. So when you go over there, watch both episodes. Give Tom some love over there, and yeah. Absolutely.
I got to tell you, it's not easy picking your 3 favorite Eloy albums. They have a hell of a catalog.
Yeah.
I have 3 in mind, but
Yeah, I mean, Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes is my favorite.
Yeah.
I really like the early stuff.
Me too.
Like everybody talks about Ocean, which I think is very cool, but it's never been like one of my top favorites. I like the second, third, and fourth albums a lot.
Those are great.
Like Inside is great.
Inside and Floating are great.
Yeah. I like the more rockin', heavy Hammond organ version of Eloy. That's just kind of my thing. But then again, I love Silent Cries because that's like very cool Pink Floyd-y space rock, and it's very artistic.
And you know which albums get overlooked is like Dawn and Power and the Passion.
Yeah, those are really good too.
They're good albums, but somehow you kind of jump over and go right into special. It's my favorite, but I'm going to exclude it simply because of the nature of what it is. Eloy Live.
Oh yeah, that's a really good.
That's one of the greatest live albums ever.
Should have been a double.
It is.
Well, I've only ever had the single, so the original album was a double?
The vinyl of Eloy Live, double
Oh,
album. Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty long of a CD. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's a single CD, but it's got to
It
be
is,
like
yeah.
it's got to be like a 78-minute, and you
That's right.
you get the material, and the material from Ocean that's on there is better than the studio.
Yeah, I always found the studio. I mean, I like Ocean a lot, but I think it's a little kind of relaxed.
Okay.
I don't know. There's something about
I know what you
a
mean.
lot of people that when they talk about Eloy, they're always like Silent Cries and Ocean. Those are like the two greatest Eloy albums, and I never thought Ocean was nearly as good as Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes. I don't know. Maybe the songs are a little longer. They're a little more spacey. I don't know. I find that Silent Cries is more. It rocks a little more.
It's got a little more energy to it,
and a lot more and more guitar solos.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
But it's a really rich catalog. I mean, even like the early '80s stuff has its moments.
Sure.
So
Planets, Colors, Planets, Time to Turn. Those are great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So I have no idea where Tom is coming from on this. So we'll see.
That'll be a fun show. All right, I'll make sure to check that out.
I remember I released an Eloy album for the US. I did Visionary. I released.
Which one did you do?
I put out Visionary for North America.
Forgot about that.
That was like an honor because Eloy's one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan. Yeah.
And, I talk Frank.
Vocals aren't for everybody. That's
No.
Most people you talk to. They're like, yeah, I love the music, but man.
I talked Frank into playing at Nearfest.
I know. I remember that. It didn't work out.
No, he was going to do it. Shame.
That would have been noteworthy.
That would have been something.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. There you have it, everybody. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week here on the Professor's Picks for Ken Golden. I'm Pete Pardo. Have a good weekend, everybody. Take care.
Thanks again.
Bye.